Charging and powering up and linking your blocks and Roli instruments together is a simple thing, but it's very important to do it for the way that makes most sense for your setup and the type of music you're going to perform. So if you take a look, the Seaboard block has a power button located on the bottom and a USB-C charging port and connectivity port located on the left side. When you get your blocks out of the box, you're probably going to want to start playing right away. So if you want to plug in with the PC, simply take the USB cable, plug it into the USB-C port on the side, and you can open up Equator and get going. Or you can plug it into the wall, start charging, and then you can go ahead and connect with Bluetooth to your iOS device and get to playing. Either way, you can go ahead and play right away, even if the device isn't fully charged. Now, the litepad blocks have connectivity as well. So the USB-C port is located on the top of the litepad block and the power button on the bottom. That's also something you want to keep in mind as you're orienting your litepad blocks, because if you want them to match up with what's going on in the software, you're going to want to hold them the right way, and there's nothing on the face, obviously, indicating what way to hold them. You can always use the text on the back, or you can simply use the power button and power cable slots to keep them oriented properly. The blocks can also be linked via DNA, which is the metallic magnetic connectors on the side. We'll get to those in a moment. But first, let's get an active block going. So I'll take that Seaboard block and I'll turn on the power by holding the button for a second or two on the bottom. Now it's powered on. If I go into the block's connectivity menu, you'll see I'm ready to connect. If I was going to connect with a USB-C cable to my computer, there's really not much else I'd have to do. I connect it and it shows up as an available MIDI device. But if I'm going to connect it with Bluetooth on the iOS device, I'm going to use this Connect Blocks button right here. I'll scroll up past all of my different Bluetooth MIDI devices that I've ever connected, and I see the Seaboard block. Tap it and you can connect. Now that it's connected, it shows up as an available instrument choice. I can tap a note on it and make some sound. Now I can connect my litepad blocks in the same manner, or if I want to, I can utilize DNA. To utilize DNA, simply make a firm connection with two blocks. Now, since one of them is powered on, it powers the other and turns it on, and it also connects it for me. So you'll see I didn't have to do any Bluetooth work that time. It was automatically connected via DNA. And if you look at the litepad block information screen here, you'll see that it's connected via DNA. You can go ahead and connect a whole bunch of blocks in that manner. In fact, the loop and the live blocks don't even have dedicated power buttons, so you're going to be connecting them via DNA just to get them turned on. Now that I've got everything connected, it all shows up. You can see the block which is connected via Bluetooth here, and the various blocks that are connected via DNA right here. But they all work. And they're ready to go. And that's the beauty of DNA, is that it's so fast. Now, if you wanted to charge them, you can actually leverage the power of DNA to charge all your blocks at once. So instead of plugging them all in individually, let's say I wanted to move my block from one side to the other so that I can utilize the charging port on the left side. When I plug it in, all the blocks get power. So when you plug them in at night or charge them, before a show, you don't have to necessarily charge them separately. You can charge your entire Roli instrument collection all at once using DNA. Now you may have noticed something when I disconnected that block. As the connection is severed, the blocks themselves become lost from noise. So if they're connected via DNA, then you have to maintain that connection. Otherwise, they're not going to be available to play. So that's something that you'll want to consider for what you're using your blocks for. If you're doing something informal and you're just sitting down, you don't have a nice sturdy playing surface, you might not want to use DNA to connect your blocks, because if you've got them on your lap, that's a little shaky. You might disconnect the connection by simply moving your leg or something like that. Or if you're going to have multiple people playing at once and you think they're going to hit it hard and maybe move one of them and disconnect them. So in that case, what you'd want to do is leave them disconnected and then go ahead and tap Connect Blocks and make your Bluetooth connection, just as you did the first one. And now you'll see that it's connected via Bluetooth. So some blocks are connected via DNA, but now more than one block is connected via Bluetooth. And when I snap them together with DNA, they work. Or if I disconnect them from DNA, it still works. So that's something you're going to want to consider when you're setting up before you perform or record. What are your needs going to be? What's your environment like? And which connection is going to work best for you? The convenience of DNA or the reliability of Bluetooth or the rock solid reliability of physically plugging the device in?